I just finished setting up my Kinbor vertical weekly, so let me give you a tour on that. As you can see, I did end up putting stickers in the front. I went with this green and red theme because I really like that color combo. But before I begin, let me show you how I put a charm on the bookmark, because I know some people have been asking me. So if anyone was trying to figure that out, you basically just take the included bookmark strings. I'm just going to do this for a demonstration, but I don't actually want this charm on there. You'll loop it around. This is like the typical way you would attach these kind of phone charms with a string. You loop it around and then you loop your charm through the string, which will end up giving you this little knot, okay? I don't want to tie it because, again, I don't actually want this on there. But after that, you will just bring that as close to the top as you can and tighten it and make sure it's really secure so your charm is not going anywhere. And that is it, okay? So if anyone was wondering how people did that without like punching a hole in your cover or whatever, that is how. And as an example, this is my other Kinbor weekly. As you can see, it's quite close to the top of the string and it just angles like that. And you don't need to put it in your cover or anything, okay? Moving on to the actual planner. So for this one, I am using these tabs. I got these in Korea like in 2015, so I don't know if they still exist, but I'm pretty sure I got them from Daiso. Oh yeah, Daiso in Korea. Super cute animal tabs. So I have 3 of them here. Let's take you to each section. First up, the yearly index. I honestly was not going to write the dates in or the days in because I didn't really think I needed it, but I realized since this index spread is going to be dedicated to documenting which days I streamed and what I streamed that day, I figured it would be nice to see what day of the week it was, so I did end up going in with that. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. It's just a stream tracker for Twitch. These stickers that I used, the monthly stickers, are all from this set. Back in high school, I was like experimenting with a lot of different planners, and I ended up using a Happy Planner for 1 year, and I got so many stickers from the Happy Planner. I have a lot of these sticker books, like way too many, and I have no purpose for them because they don't really work in my other Kinbor weekly, which is kind of why I wanted to get a vertical layout, just so I could start using up more stickers and be better at memory keeping. That's what this book literally is for, memory keeping. It's just a bunch of like dates. You have the numbers, you have, what's it called? You have holiday stickers, stuff like that. You can tell how old this is because 2018 and 2019. I guess I got this in 2018. And yeah, I have not used many of these stickers because I never had a planner that really needed this until now. I just went in with the months there. And for the next section, the monthly page, I also used these number and month stickers from that same book. Okay, you can get this at Michael's. It is the Happy Memory Keeping sticker book. They're quite pricey, so I would suggest waiting for a sale. Anyways, what I'm planning on using this spread for is to kind of keep track of my highlights as well. I am doing that in my main Kinbor weekly. Just have highlights here and my media consumed, but I thought it would be fun to kind of doodle every single day, like a quick little doodle, because I want to work on my artistic skills. I wanted to phrase my highlight differently and include a doodle, so that's what this is for. And then at the top, I saw this on Reddit, but someone was keeping track of the Wordle every single day, and I love doing my daily games. I do the Wordle, the strands, the connections, all of it. I thought it'd be so fun to write down every single Wordle, especially since it would help me keep track of what words were already used and maybe give me a chance at, you know, getting a Wordle in the first try, which I actually did once, surprisingly. That's the monthly spread. Now onto the weekly, okay? This is the fun part. It looks so good. I love how this turned out already. I'm not even done because, you know, it is Friday, so I will be filling this out later tonight. But how I am planning on using the vertical weekly, I kind of psyched myself out because I was like, why did I buy a second planner when using this one planner I'm not even consistent with all the time, right? But now that I see this filled out, I'm so glad that I did, because the plan for this is a more in-depth memory keep. So here's my planner from last year. In the sides, I used to write down a bunch of like notes of things that happened during the day. And so I'm just moving that into this planner and having a whole planner dedicated to little notes throughout the day. Because, you know, there's some things that happen that aren't necessarily a highlight, so I wouldn't write it down in the index, but also things that are notable or things I might want to think back on in the future, you know? So like, for example here, I got 2 candies today. Whenever I go shop at the deli near me, the man is really kind and he usually gives me a piece of candy, and I got 2 today. And it's like, that's not something that is so crazy that I would think, oh my gosh, that is a highlight. I want to remember this forever. But it's nice to put down here because, you know, looking back, I'll smile and be like, oh yeah, that's what that meant. And that happened on this day or whatever, you know? So just documenting what happens during the day, things that might not necessarily happen every single day. And then at the bottom, I'm writing kind of like a few sentences per day because I do have a journal for this year, but back when I was using a like cousin and there was the daily journaling pages, I could not upkeep with that. It was just too much. So my 2025 journal is just meant for days that I have things to junk journal or scrapbook or really hectic days that I want to remember. So because I'm not journaling technically daily, I like having a few sentences each day. And I think this is a perfect amount of space because it's not too much where you're overwhelmed and trying to fill up the blank space, but it's also long enough that you can get in at least like 3 sentences if you really wanted to. Other things to note, I was kind of meal tracking at the top. Please don't judge or look at that too closely because my meals are all over the place. But it's nice to write down and kind of remember what days I'm eating leftovers or when meals are repeating and whatnot. And I figured it would be really convenient for me if I just use the same marker in both of my planners, so I don't have to like deal with multiple colors every single week. So as you can see, my weekly in my main Kinbor, I'm using the same orange, and it's just like a little accent color. Also, you can see that I am doodling quite a bit in here, so just some minor doodles to kind of separate each section. This is how I am using it so far, and I'm actually really liking it because this isn't very new to me. I've done this before. I was just never consistent with it, so I'm really hoping that this year I will do better and, you know, not fall off like I have in every single previous year. So my biggest takeaway is I've been liking this a lot as a creative outlet, as a memory keeping outlet, and also as an outlet to use up stickers that I might not necessarily use in my other planner or my journal, like this cleaning one, for example. I have a lot of like icon stickers that just doesn't work out in this planner because I use it more decoratively, I guess, as opposed to functional stickers. Like when I cleaned on this day, I wouldn't really put down that cleaning sticker in this planner, but I can in this planner. Oh, and then something else I wanted to talk about. So this is the undated, and I feel like the paper quality is quite different. It's pretty noticeable, actually. This feels more like regular copy paper, whereas the like Kinbor Weekly, I don't know how to differentiate these. I'm gonna call this my main planner, and I'm gonna call this a vertical planner, okay? In my main planner, like the pages are, you can hear how flappy it is. Like this is almost like a Hobonichi, but this is, can you tell? I don't know, paper experts. It feels like it's not the same quality for sure, and I think this is worse quality because when I did a pen test, technically nothing really bled through on this page. Well, I mean, down there it did. But when I was using my fountain pen in here, I was noticing that it's a little too dark and low-key kind of bleeding through to the other page. So I ended up switching out of my fountain pen. I tried multiple pens. This one up here is my fountain pen, and then this is the Sharpie gel pen. And then I landed on using this pen, the Zebra Sarasa in 0.5. I think this is pretty similar to the Muji pen, so I might use the Muji in here as well. But that pen has worked well for me because I really like dark ink, and a lot of my ballpoint pens are not very dark, so I didn't really want to use that in here. So this was a good medium. This is still a gel pen, but it's thin enough that it's not like leaking out so much ink that it bleeds to the other side. So that's what I'm using in this planner. But if you are going to get this, it's something to note that the paper quality isn't as good as the regular Kinbor weeklies. Also, something else to note, if you do want to get this, this will not be sold out because it is undated. They could sell it whenever they want. Whereas the 2025 weeklies that are dated, those are kind of either all sold out or really expensive. But this will be there. I forgot this was a tour, but I did end up putting a Polaroid of me and my cats in here again because I took another one since I wasn't super satisfied with this picture. I took another one to put in the main planner, and that's how it turned out. I decorated the Polaroid as well, so I think this one's much cuter since at least both of my cats are looking, whereas my tabby is not looking here. But yeah, now I have them in both my planners, so hooray. That's it for the tour, really. I haven't used this much. It's only been a few days into the year, so I will check back in when this is more filled so you can get a better look at what it looks like when it's, you know, written in and well loved. Like this page is going to be so satisfying when it's all filled out with little doodles, and hopefully by the end of the year I will get better at drawing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little tour. I probably won't be doing like plan with me's in this planner because I kind of plan at the end of the day or throughout the day. and it's not really planning, it's just memory keeping of stuff. I don't know how interesting that is. But if you are curious, I might just share this in my like main planner plan with me videos, and I'll show you what the full week ends up looking like every week. But yeah, okay, thank you for watching. See y'all next time.